Why is there a hydraulic jack sitting under the table of this drill press? That and more coming up. Hi there and welcome to WB Fine Woodworking. I'm Don. Today I thought I'd talk about my drill press. I mentioned in my shop update recently that I needed to fix the drill press, and so today was the day. So I'd like to show you what I did and a little about the drill press that I use in my shop. You may have wondered in the past videos why I had all these boards stacked up on the top of the drill press table and why the table never changed heights. So in this video I'm going to be covering why that happened and what I did to fix it. This is my Delta drill press. Today I'm going to attempt to fix it. I'll show you it has the raising mechanism for the table has gotten all discombobulated down here at the bottom. And so what I'm going to try to do is to raise it up with a hydraulic jack and fix this issue and get the drill press more operational. Right now I cannot raise or lower the table. You can see I've taken off the table that was here. That was a Rockler table that I'm going to put back on it, but I took it off so I can get more access to the table that is on the drill press. So this is my drill press. Right now, it's probably the worst tool I have in my shop, and maybe I can fix it up and make it a little bit better. I used the hydraulic jack to jack up the table, which allowed this piece that the table moves up and down on to go up above the bracket at the bottom that had been hooked on. As you can see, it's now well above the bracket. To hold that piece and keep it from getting down onto the bracket again, I've used a hose clamp. At the top of that piece, I'm also adding a hose clamp so that it doesn't move around either. I'm hoping by doing this that when I use the handle to move the table of the drill press up and down, that it will move much more easily than it has in the past. I tried moving the table up and down off camera, but noticed that the piece that it goes up and down on was sort of at an angle, so I tried to fix that. I got the piece a little straighter and moved the hose clamp up a little bit to take care of a bow that I noticed between this piece and the column of the drill press. I lubricated the mechanism and gave it a try. Wow, what a difference! The table goes up and down very smoothly. It wouldn't even move before. I'm really happy with this fix. The lubricant I used is a silicone spray, but you need to make sure that if you use something with silicone that you never get it on something that will be next to wood or a surface that wood will go across, because silicone will ruin the finish. You may recall my video on silicone and glue don't mix. Well, finish and silicone don't mix either. If you're wondering about the drill press I'm working on, it's a Delta. It's a DP3000L. Here are the specifications on the motor. The speeds are changed by moving the belt to a different combination of pulley ratios. The chart inside the top shows you what speeds each ratio produces. The speeds on this drill press range from 620 RPM to 3100 RPM. The on-off switch is located in the front. It's pretty handy, but I would love to add a foot pedal switch someday. I think those are much safer. I put a gauge on it to check for runout. It's pretty good for a cheap drill press. The L in the model number denotes that this particular drill press has a laser. Personally, I think this laser is real gimmicky. It really is hard to set. I set it the best I could, but that drill did not go into the center of the X. The drill press comes with a 3-spoke handle, which is very handy to use. But something I don't like about this drill press is the Quill Travel is only 2 3/8 of an inch. This is what they call a depth stop on this drill press. It is not a depth stop. It does not stop anything. It's really very interesting. This increment over here is inches and this is millimeters. But they don't mean anything. If I set it, for example, up here at 0, there's 1 inch. So if I went all the way to 0, the 0 is on the wrong end. The handle of the drill press moves counterclockwise, not clockwise. That makes these scales rather useless. So what I've done is I've gone ahead, when I've used this, I've gone ahead and set it to, let's say on this 2 here, and I lock it down. And then when I drill, I'll make a mark here and say, okay, I'll go there, and that's how deep I want to go. Or maybe to here. It just depends on how deep I want to go. But that's how I use it. But the increments actually make no sense because if you look at it, this starts out here and that should be 0 because this would be then 2 and then you're coming around to 1. Doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe some of you out there can figure it out. Maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was, but it certainly looks weird to me. Over the years, I've tried all kinds of ways to keep track of my chuck key, and this is the best way that I've found. I just put one of those rare earth magnets on the end of the drill press here, and the chuck key sits right on it. I've tried strings, chains, all kinds of different ideas, and this is the best I've found. This is a chuck key tether that I tried for a while. The chuck key was hooked to this piece of rubber. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and attached my brush to the end of the tether. And I can pull it out and brush my table off. This brush I use is one we used to use in drafting class to wipe off our drafting board when we erase something. So it's turned out to be a pretty handy brush for the drill press. This is my Rockler drill press table. It's really too big for this drill press, but it does work okay, and I've used it quite a bit. It came with these clamps. This one's for a hold-down clamp, and this clamp, I guess, is for holding something against the fence. I have to admit, I haven't used either one of those. But it did come with the nice fence, and the fence has an opening here in the middle, and I think there's a dust shroud that you can get that will go in this spot here, but I don't have that. This is a removable plate here that comes in the middle, so when you drill holes in it, you can actually replace it and put a new one in. I have to admit I've never replaced that one because I rarely have the drill press table at the right height due to the height problem that I had with the adjustment on the drill press. Now that that's fixed, I may end up having to make some of these. These are the brackets that hold the Rockler drill press table to the table on the drill press. Here's how they look from underneath once they've been attached to the drill press table. While the Rockler table is considerably heavy, I tried to put it up and down, and you can see here that it went very smoothly. I was very pleased in how well the fixed mechanism works with this table attached to the drill press. Fortunately, the Rockler table already had this cutout that allows the handle to go through when I'm putting it up or down, but you notice that it does come real close to the drill press table. There is also a problem when the fence is pushed all the way back. I cannot move the table up and down without moving the fence out of the way, or taking the fence off altogether. Once the drill press table is set to the right height, there is a locking mechanism here on the column that prevents it from going up or down anymore. It's really a good safety feature. I'm also going to have a problem with the Rockler drill press table when I do the chops from my workbench. There isn't enough space between the drill bit and the fence for the chop to fit. I do have some space between the Rockler table and the column, so what I'll have to do is push the table back and fill up this gap between the two. In case you're wondering, I do plan to upgrade this drill press even though this one works. What I'm looking at is a floor standing model. I want one with a larger capacity than this drill press has. I've been looking at the Voyager, Powermatic, Rikon, and Jet, for example. The new drill press must have at least a 6-inch Quill Travel and some kind of depth stop that really works. Those are musts. If this Rockler table will fit the new drill press, I'll move this over to that and get a smaller one or make a smaller one to fit this drill press. Sometime in the future, I'll share the stand that I'm using for the drill press and my mortiser back here. It's a real neat way to do it, and actually it was pretty cheap because I got the stand on sale. I have all of my tools for the drill press and the mortiser stored in the stand, and it really worked out great for both machines. Well, now that I have my drill press operational and working correctly, that's going to be great. It'll really be helpful in the shop to have a drill press that's working correctly and that I can raise and lower the table. What a concept. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up down below, ask any questions or make any comments that you wish to make. I greatly appreciate your comments and questions, and thank you all very much for watching.